everyone. Hope you're doing good. And thank you for coming back. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and expose the concept of Budo Karate with everybody who's interested. Anyway, today, I'd like to focus on how to strengthen your body for karate or for any functional sport. Let me start with what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't do isolation exercise, such as bodybuilding type exercises. For example, machines that stabilize. You sit and the back of the machine stabilizes you. In sport, you don't run with something behind you stabilizing you, or in karate. Yes, so you should stabilize yourself. In sport, and especially in karate, the goal is to cooperate your whole body to one line of energy, not to move in isolation, and the machines do the opposite. So you're confusing your nerve system if you're using machine or isolation exercises, like maybe just bicep or tricep exercise. Try to do more whole body exercise, but ideally, even better, for example, if I use the cable machine, which I'm going to show you, you're learning to connect your feet to your center, to the arm, and you can mimic the technique that you're going to do with the cable. You see, for example, doing a bench press is good. You develop a lot of muscles, but it doesn't, a lot of the pushing muscles, but it doesn't teach you to connect your feet to your center. So if you do bench press, good, but then do some exercise to teach yourself to connect the legs to the hip, to the top. Even a push-up is a good exercise to connect the feet to the center, to the top. Anyway, let me show you some exercise with the cable. And I would say start with low weight, high repetition to develop the muscle strength, endurance, and stabilizations. So better, maybe like 20 repetitions, low weight. And when you get more comfortable, 2-3 weeks, lower the repetition, 10, 12, right? And a few sets, depending on your goal. I'll get into this in another video. But anyway, let's start with a few things you can do with the cable. If you don't have a cable, by the way, you can use one of those bands, but it's not as ideal, because with the band, look, as I go further, it becomes more difficult. The resistance, it's not even. With the cable, the resistance is even. So let me show you. Just like in your technique, I'm trying to move from the feet. I engage my center, draw the belly button back, keep natural curvature, right? Leave the pelvic floor. So now the energy from the feet to the center to the arm. Bam, bam. And I'll do, like at the beginning, more lower weight, more repetition. Do both sides. Next one, you go 4 sets, right? And rotation and punch. Rotation and punch. And you could pull here or here. It doesn't matter. Right? Use both sides of the body. Whichever you like. Right? And I will do, of course, both sides. Both sides. And again, I'm engaging. I'm throwing my belly button back. See, especially now at the end. So my center is stable. Right? And then I'll do, see there's the reverse punch. I'll do the same thing. Right? Front and back, Kizamusuki. Kizamusuki. Yes, both sides. And then, now we'll focus on rotation. So I'm gonna put the opposite hand in, and look, and I barely use my arm, just rotate, 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 rotate. So I will say go through this sequence. Natural stance, right, left, right, and then instance, reverse punch, both sides. Right? And then, for instance, Kizamizuki, both sides. Right? And then rotation. I would say that's a good to start with. Right? And, if you do 20 repetitions, take you about 5 minutes. Rest 1 minute and do it again. Yes, and I will add some exercise, some concept to this, but that's a good way to strengthen in the way that you're gonna perform, which, it's not about bodybuilding, it's about being functional and also being safer. Because if you train in isolation, you're more likely to get injury because you're confusing the nerve system. On the one hand, you isolate and you come to your activity and you try to connect. Actually, research shows more injuries happen this way. Hope this is useful. Thank you.